to Daps Magic, the podcast. I'm Mr. Daps. Since 2004, Daps Magic has been a place for people to celebrate Disney and positive stuff. We have a blast doing that. We love Disney, we love people, and we love making new friends in the realm of Disney and positive stuff. That's what this podcast is all about. We have conversations that we hope will lead to deeper conversations with you, our friend and our listener. We'd love to continue these conversations on our social media, our Patreon, or even our Facebook group. We recognize that these conversations are so much more fun when we have them with our friends, and we hope that you will join them. We also hope that you will take a moment to leave us a positive review wherever you happen to be listening to Daps Magic, the podcast. On August 3rd, 2025, the CHOC Walk in the park will take place at the Disneyland Resort. Thousands of supporters of the Children's Hospital of Orange County will walk through Disneyland and Disney California Adventure to raise money and awareness for this very important local organization. This is an organization that has its roots with the visionaries of people like Walt Disney or his friend Walter Knott and other local leaders who wanted to make sure that the Orange County took care of its younger citizens. On this episode of Daps Magic, the podcast, we take a look at the history of the CHOC Walk and also share how you can support this organization that's so near and dear to my heart. The CHOC Walk has a history that dates back to 1990. On November 10th of that year, patients and staff moved through the halls and tunnels from the original CHOC building to a new patient care tower. The original building had been built in 1964 through the efforts of local business leaders and philanthropists, including Walt Disney. While the patients and staff moved locations inside, outside, nearly 1,000 community members made their way past the hospital as they walked in the inaugural CHOC/Disneyland Community Walk. The first CHOC Walk was over 5 miles long and began at the Main Place Mall in Santa Ana, made its way past the CHOC, through the surrounding neighborhoods, and eventually ended in the parking lot at Disneyland. Within 3 years, the event had outgrown the route and was moved to South Coast Plaza. This is where it would be for the foreseeable future, well, for the next 9 years, until 2002, when all of this changed. In 2002, the CHOC Walk became the CHOC Walk in the park, what we know it as today, and this is when it moved to the Disneyland Resort. The new version of the walk was a 5K walk with fundraisers walking through Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, and then generally it ended at downtown Disney District. The event took place before the parks opened and gave walkers a unique look at the parks, which were also packed full of Disney magic and experiences. This was the first of its kind event to take place at the Disneyland Resort. It also began a new level of collaboration between the Disneyland Resort and CHOC that has made such a huge difference. The first year raised a record amount of money for the hospital. This was $550,000. Through the years, the CHOC Walk has continued to reach more milestones of support. In 2004, it reached $1 million that was raised through this event for the very first time. Through the decades, the CHOC Walk continued to make a difference as it raised funds and awareness in the community. When the pandemic came, the CHOC Walk obviously couldn't happen in the park, so instead a virtual CHOC was held. This was followed by a CHOC Adventure, which was a party that took place after hours at Disney California Adventure, and it was a lot of fun. On August 20, 2023, the CHOC Walk returned to the parks. For this walk, there were between 350 and 400 teams approximately that came together for this special event. There were walkers from around the world that were participating, including from places throughout the United States, along with Canada, Mexico, Australia, and even Japan. This also happened to be a very memorable year as it took place during the remnants of Hurricane Hilary. Everyone was soaked, but lots of memories were made and a good time was had by all. And some of my favorite pictures from CHOC come from this year. The following year, the sun returned, and since before the pandemic, the CHOC Walk really did feel like the CHOC Walk we've known and loved for so many years. That sense of normalcy returned, and kind of we're back, I guess you could say. Since its inception, the CHOC Walk has raised over $46 million for the Children's Hospital of Orange County. Each year, the community comes together and generally raises about $2 million through the course of the event. The Daps Magic team has been participating in the CHOC Walk for well over a decade. Well, probably longer, but I haven't actually gone back and figured it out. Maybe someday I'll do that. Each year, we find ourselves waking up really early on a very special Sunday to support CHOC and have a great time doing it. At the end of the day, well, really it's the beginning of it, it isn't just about the magical experience that will be had during this walk through the parks. It isn't just about the characters. It isn't about getting to walk backstage. What it is about is helping those who can't help themselves. There's a quote that's something to the effect of, "The true measure of a society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members." At Daps Magic, we strive to help use whatever we have to make the world a little bit better. It seems to be a no-brainer that a way to make the world a better place is to help the children of the world. It also makes sense, to me at least, to do that in our own community. After all, who are more vulnerable than the children? Well, really, who are more vulnerable than the sick children in our community? And CHOC comes in and helps those kids who can't help themselves. CHOC also supports the families who are facing terrifying times. I don't have kids. I can only imagine how heartbreaking and how helpless it feels, how terrifying it feels to have a sick child. And there's nothing that can be done except go to CHOC. I can also imagine how much it means to have the support of a place like CHOC and the people who work there, who volunteer there, all of them coming in to offer not just medical care, but kindness. The kindness and the care from the people at CHOC don't just help heal medical ailments. It also helps with the wounded hearts of people facing perhaps the most terrifying times in their lives. When we walk with CHOC Walk, we're casting a very strong vote and a statement for the world that we want to live in. This is a world where people help others in the community, even if they don't know them. This is a world where kindness comes before cruelty. This is a world where we come together to take one step at a time to make tomorrow better than today. Disneyland has just updated It's a Small World with a third and final verse. It was written by Richard Sherman and then shared to Bob Iger, the CEO of the Walt Disney Company, before Sherman passed. We heard it first at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event, during a very special tribute to the Sherman brothers, and now we can hear it in It's a Small World. I had the opportunity to experience the attraction just a few minutes after it opened on Disneyland's 70th birthday, and the lyrics really jumped out at me. These lyrics say, "Mother Earth unites us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind. Through our vast, wondrous land, when we stand hand in hand, it's a small world after all." As I listened to this third verse of It's a Small World on Disneyland's 70th birthday, I couldn't help but think, This is what the CHOC Walk is all about. It's about the love we give makes us humankind. It's about coming hand in hand to make it a small world. And in my mind, that makes everyone neighbors with each other. Perhaps no song could be a greater theme song for the efforts that so many people make to support CHOC each year. I don't know. I do know. I was moved by it, and it made me think of CHOC. The 2025 CHOC Walk is almost here. At this point, it's all about getting the word out, generating more support, and raising more funds. The Daps Magic team is continuing to do all of these things. If you'd like to support this team, visit chocwalk.org/dapsmagic. We would love any type of support that you can give. Some people can walk. Some people can support financially. And others can share about the efforts we are making to support CHOC. Whatever you do, we hope you will help us make a difference. I know I'm thankful for every walker, every person who donates, and every person who shares about this cause. I want whatever influence I have or Daps Magic has to make a positive difference in the world. This is one of the ways I feel we can really do this, and I hope that you will join us in any way that you can. Thank you for listening to this episode of Daps Magic the podcast. It's never too late to make a positive influence for CHOC. Throughout the year, there are opportunities to help out. Also, if you can't join the team for whatever this year, we hope that maybe next year you'll keep your eyes on Daps Magic so that you can see when the date is and join Team Daps Magic for CHOC Walk. It's really a lot of fun. We have a blast walking through the parks before it opens, and I'm not even a morning person. I still have a blast. As we wrap up this episode, I'd like to remind you that there are other ways to connect with us in the community. It is more fun to celebrate Disney and positive stuff with our friends. You can find our Facebook group, our Patreon, or just join us live on Tuesday nights for Geeks Corner. There's also a Patreon exclusive pre-show for Geeks Corner called Behind the Scenes that's you can find on our Patreon. We have a blast discussing the things we love in a positive environment in all of these places. We hope you'll join us. Thank you again for listening to Daps Magic, the podcast. I appreciate you, your friendship, and your support. Make it a great week, everybody, and keep kind.